Let's dive into a big question in crypto. Why do some online communities get so incredibly toxic?
You've seen it, right? Some of these groups are just super intense, almost like a cult. What's going on?
First, let's be clear. Radical isn't the problem. It just means sticking to the root of an idea. Toxic is the hostility. Think of it like this. You can love your country without hating your neighbors. So, here's the paradox. Why does tech built for freedom create communities that are so rigid and dogmatic?
Well, part one of the diagnosis is what you could call a quest for purity.
The whole story of a project gets wrapped up in perfecting just one single thing. Everything else is secondary.
A perfect example is privacy coins, Monero versus Zcash, a huge debate over which approach is purer.
And this purity test gets ugly. Suddenly, competing projects aren't just alternatives, they're enemies.
The second piece of the puzzle, the rise of the power user identity. It creates a sort of technical elite.
You get this unspoken hierarchy, right? Where the technical folks can feel like they're superior to regular users.
Doing things like running a node gives people a feeling of control, like they're a first-class citizen.
This mix of tech skill and identity, it creates a hardcore group that often fights any kind of change.
So, is this just how it is? Can communities actually grow past this toxic phase? Yeah, some do.
For example, look at Bitcoin Cash. It went from a really tribal stage to something way more practical.
So what happened? The focus shifted. It went from just one goal to becoming a platform for, well, everything. Basically, it turned from a strict ideology into a flexible tool people could actually build stuff with.
And that shows there's a path forward, from being defensive to being focused on building useful things.
So here's the real conflict. It's when a tool becomes an ideology, and anything different feels like a threat.
Which leaves us with this final thought. For any new technology, is that dogma an engine or is it an anchor?